Melody Belle, she's a star of New Zealand racing, and she gets another opportunity to further embellish her growing Group 1 record. Jamie Richards is the trainer of her and has a big team of racing for Tiako across the New Zealand venues and also Australia. Jamie, good morning to you. Nice to have you on to discuss some of your key chances today. Firstly and importantly, how was Melody Belle?
Morning, Jace. Yeah, Melody Belle's great. Happy with her. She's done everything right in the last 3 weeks as we build into the mile with her there today.
Did she surprise you? I know it's hard to say given her achievements so far, but did she surprise you how she won the first leg of the Triple Crown 3 weeks ago?
Oh, I think so. First of all, it was a big surprise to see her so far back in the field. But they went like cut cats in front and just worked out beautifully for her. But the thrill that we all got when she came down the outside there was unbelievable. I thought it was one of her best wins to date.
She was really dynamic to the line, and we know that these days that extra distance must be perfect for her. Tactically from barrier 6 today, we saw it the first thing. Of course, you didn't intend to get so far back, but I assume again you'd be looking to be positive from 6.
Yeah, we'll be positive, leave it up to Opie. But you've just, at that mile shoot there at Hastings, you've got to hold your spot into the first corner because it can get a little bit rough. So we'll just, hold our spot and, hopefully we'll end up with a nice run there.
What has she shown you at home to suggest that she's every bit as good as she has ever been? Where does she sit in terms of her career and how well she is now?
I think she's as good as we've had her probably throughout her career. Early doors, she was a poor eater, and you just had to handle her with kid gloves a little bit. Now that she's a little bit older and a bit stronger, she's doing well in the stable. She's sound, and I don't think that we've got any problems with her. I think she's got a great season in front of her, and maybe might even be able to race on next year again.
Yeah, it's great news to hear, particularly for those that have backed Melody Belle today. She is the market mover with the TAB 170 opening into 165. Okay, Jamie, earlier on in the card we see In a Twinkling, one-win horse that was brilliant at running second in the Derby, very unlucky, could have won the Derby of this year and last season. What sort of horse have you seen develop since then until now?
Yeah, he's done well. It's just a handicapper's curse, these 3-year-olds that run good races, but basically he's only won a maiden at Matter on a Wednesday, and he finds himself in an Open 2000 there with 57 kilos on his back. So he's got to do it the hard way, but he's a fair horse. Been happy with him at home. His run at Ruakaka wasn't too bad. He got caught 3 deep with no cover, but he kept up a gallop. Not really our style to go straight to 2000 off the back of a 1400 metre race, but it's just not a lot of options for a horse like him. He's in a tricky spot in the ratings. His work's been good. He's going to appreciate the middle distance, and he's going to get a nice run from good barrier.
Given that pretty sharp step up in distance, and he's only second up, what are you expecting from him? Do we expect to see him anywhere near what might be a peak run, or how far away do you think he might be from being really fired up?
Oh, he's pretty tight. He's had 3 weeks between runs. We've had a good time to pump a bit of work into him to make sure he's forward enough. The one thing that you can do is you can hurt these horses a little bit second up at that sort of trip if you're a bit kind to them, and then your preparation's out the window. So he's done plenty at home. He's ready to run 2000. There's no doubt about that. His work's been good. So he's got a little bit of improvement there, but he's fairly ready, Jason.
Yeah, that's good information. Do you think he might be able to find that forward spot from that handy barrier draw?
Ideally, I'd like to think that Opie could trail and give him the gun run, and hopefully we get a bit of room in the straight.
Okay, just confirming the runners that Jamie Richards has at Hastings. Here is a look at the 3 of those, starting with In a Twinkling in race number 2. And also you've got Ripley in race number 5, a $19 chance marked at the moment, and Melody Belle in race number 8. So confirming there the book of runners for Jamie Richards. With In a Twinkling, a decent shortener actually into $3.20, and of course we know already about Melody Belle. Jamie, you'll have an eye on your South Island team and a very big team that's able to line up at Riccarton, and you must be pretty happy that the track's come back to a nice dead for your runners to really push on from here.
Yeah, for sure. We've sort of been we've been waiting for these tracks to improve for a fair while, and it's a difficult month for us, September, because we've got the horses ready to go. We just need some good ground, but thankfully in the last week we've had a bit of a run of it and got some of them underway. So hopefully that can carry on today.
In the New Zealand Bloodstock Canterbury Belle Stakes, you've got Explosion. Folk Dress has come out. What's the story with Folk Dress?
Folk Dress is just a bit of a blood irregularity. The white cells are still up. Just not eating as good as she should be. So we just had to err on the side of caution there with her, which is a real shame. I'm gutted about that, actually. I thought she was ready to run a really big race, but anyway, just got to do the right thing by the horse and give it a little bit of time.
That's for sure. Explosion, what are you hoping for from Explosion in the Canterbury Belle?
Yeah, we're under no uncertain terms. She's out of her grade, but had a little bit of luck running Maidens in this race before. It's a good opportunity for them to get some black fight because it's not the strongest of fillies races really in the season. Unfortunately, she's drawn out a bit, but she'll go forward and she'll keep up a gallop. She'll be there or thereabouts.
How impressed have you been with how Golden Age has come up with regards to race number 2?
Yeah, we like this horse. He's by Savabeel. He's out of a Monju mare. He's needed a bit of time to strengthen. He missed the run at Riccarton there a couple of weeks ago due to the heavy nature of the track. So we trialled him at Ashburton. He trialled well there. I think the mile suits. Nice handing barrier. Should be a nice chance.
He's a son of Savabeel, Golden Age, and of course the first thing you've got to do is win a maiden, but is he the type that you'll sort of try and work through the grades? Do you have a specific sort of race in mind for him over the next 6 months or so?
Yeah, we just got to get him through the grades a little bit. He's going well. We were hoping to get him into that 3-year-old race at Palmerston at the end of in the autumn there as a 3-year-old. It just got held up a little bit. But yeah, as you say, he's only a maiden. He's a 4-year-old. He's got to get through the grades. But I'd be disappointed if he wasn't in some nice staying races after Christmas.
We're seeing him do some really nice work in a recent trial there, as Jamie described. Race number 5 and Fabulous Flight on paper looks like another good chance. Second up. What has he done since that fresh up 5th at Ashburton? He's
done a little bit of work at home, sort of similar profile to In a Twinkling. He's sort of going 14 to 2,000, which we don't like to do, but just in the interest of getting the horse up over ground, we've just sort of had to pump a little bit of work into him. He's a little bit disappointed with his run at Ashburton. I thought he should have done a little bit more. But he'll go forward off that awkward barrier, and he does appreciate racing on the speed, and 2,000 metres on good ground is sort of a nice trip for him. So I'd be disappointed if he wasn't in the first 3 or 4.
Bojangles in the same race is stepping back up in trip. We saw him over a little bit of ground at last preparation. Unfortunately, a niggly draw, but what are you wanting to see from Bojangles?
Yeah, he's an interesting horse. He won well at Ashburton, but he got a lovely run through them. Hopefully we can see the same again today. Up to 72 grade, 2,000 metres presents a couple of question marks, but he'll go back and be ridden for luck, and hopefully he can finish off.
Here is Jamie's book of runners at Riccarton there, with Lethal heading the page with Golden Age, Publicist, Fabulous Flight, Bojangles, Explosion, Summer Monsoon, and also Miss Scandinavia. Obviously the best backed so far, Golden Age. Can you nominate one of those, Jamie, that you would say is your best winning chance?
Yeah, I like Golden Age. I think Miss Scandinavia in the last is a quick improver. She just didn't enjoy that track at Riccarton last time. 1,400 from a good gate should suit her, so I wouldn't leave her out of your multiples.
Okay, good lead there. Not only Golden Age, but Miss Scandinavia in the last race there at Riccarton. We're speaking with Jamie Richards on the Punters Lounge Live. And Jamie, the third venue that we get to talk about is Randwick, and the 2 high-quality horses that you have there. Starting with the T-Rose Stakes and the Probabeel, and then into the Bill Ritchie with Avantage. How difficult was the decision, given the weather, to decide whether to let these horses run today?
Yeah, we thought long and hard about it, and had a good number of chats with a number of different people. Spoke to Henry, and mark up in Singapore, and we just sort of decided that we needed to get out and get going. I probably would have backed myself to get her to the mile next time with a trial at Randwick next Friday, but just in the interest of possibly running into a wet track and the flight stakes could make things a little bit tricky. And Avantage, she's won on a heavy track here in the autumn, but I do think she's better on top of it. So we'll wait with interest and see how we get on today.
We're watching Probably run fourth at Randwick on a good fall. What did you take out of that run?
I thought it was a lovely run. 1200 is short of her best. Jumped and put herself there. She was strong through the line. I think up to 1400 metres does suit her. Just the track is the question mark, but she has got good form here in the autumn on these rain-affected tracks. But I do believe that she's better on top of it.
We'll get to see Avantage, as you touched on again. Ruakaka, she didn't have things go away from the barriers. She was just a stride slow and really had to work from there to find a spot. How happy are you with how she's come out of that and travelled over to Australia? Yeah,
she's travelled well. She's a real good doing mare. She's got a great constitution, and she's been here before, so she's back and familiar with the surroundings, suited them beautifully. So really happy with her. She goes into the race in good order. We were sort of 50-50 whether we run, but I think in hindsight we're glad that we have. The track's come back to a 7 this morning. Should be improving all of the time. We had the option of going to the Golden Pendant next week, but I just think that race is going to be a lot stronger than the Bill Ritchie today, and we're pretty keen to get another run into her, so then we've got some options coming up in the next 2 or 3 weeks.
Okay, Jamie, look, we really appreciate your time and wish you all the best with your runners across the 3 venues that we previewed. Jamie Richards, the head trainer for Te Ako.